Will underscore has a 3 tank box, so I go for the first ban tank, in this case juggler, instead of banning Ring like I often do. That of course runs the risk of him picking Ring first anyway, but that would leave him tankless, and I think most players are still more comfortable playing with the tank. This replay I'm showing because Will underscore decides to pick SP Freya as his tank. SP Freya isn't super common, and we're probably going to see her even less now that Hilda is around. But she can still be pretty good, especially if you like running Origins characters. So he decides to pick Young Jessica second, which is a little bit surprising to me, because of course he does have Tensei Jessica in his box as well. And in the majority of cases, Tensei Jessica is stronger than Young Jessica. Although, of course, since this is only week 6 of Season 6, this means that anybody who pulled only one copy of Tensei Jessica still only has her at 3 stars, which is the same reason you don't see me running Tensei Jess in my box as well. However, it will soon become apparent why he decides to choose Young Jessica over Tensei Jess. First, let's take a look at the team that Will is picking here. You can see that he's ended up with pretty much all magic characters, which is not really a problem because I don't run Luna in my box, and none of the tanks I run are magic tanking specialists like Emilia, or arguably Freya is one as well. And he tops that off by picking Sophia. So given the team that he decided to pick here, alongside the fact that he first banned my juggler, makes it clear that he's actually aiming to do an AoE strategy against me. And this is probably why he picked Young Jessica over Tensei Jessica against me, even ignoring the fact that his Tensei Jessica is most likely only 3 or 4 stars at this point. Unless he's some kind of huge whale, which I'm pretty sure he isn't. So the one thing Young Jessica still does have over Tensei Jessica is her more flexible kit. Tensei Jessica does have AoEs, but Young Jessica adds her talent damage onto them, and she also just has a better selection of AoE spells in general. Rachel of course is very good in an AoE strategy, especially a magic one because Arcane Blast does lower magic defense. And of course Licorice probably needs no introduction as far as AoE strategies go. So because of this I decided to forego bringing High Stakes on Wheeler. High Stakes is pretty bad against AoEs, but unlike most healers, Wheeler has many AoE heals to fall back on. He not only has Mass Heal, but he has Dispel, which doesn't heal very much but is useful if you're going to run into debuffs. And of course he has Tactical Retreat if you want to use that. Tactical Retreat is actually a pretty strong AoE heal. It just has the problem of having kind of a long cooldown. In this case I decided to bring Mass Heal plus Dispel plus Mass Attack, pretty much so I can avoid the possibility of an unlucky silence at some point. So you can see he's already engaging me, and I'm still pretty far away. This Arcane Blast nearly kills Almeida, but thankfully this is the last AoE he has to spend this turn, because Almeida got heal blocked by Licorice, so there's no way she would be able to survive another attack. Thanks to Wheeler and his Forest Priest, I am able to remove the heal block on Almeida and then heal her back up using Yulia. I did get a lucky breeze the turn before. If I hadn't gotten that breeze, I think I'd be in a bit of trouble right now. So he goes for Young Jessica's Goddess Breath skill. This does do a Dispel, so he's probably trying to dispel a Godly Menace if he can. So I decide to play it safe here. I just start healing myself instead of diving in with Yulia. It would be kind of hard for me to get Yulia into a position to lock Freya right now anyway. So instead I just use Layden to pull Rachel over. Layden actually takes a lot of damage here because he had a poison debuff from Licorice. And of course the terrain is still there as well. So even with this greatly weakened Rachel, she still nearly kills Layden. But now that I've gotten Rachel out of the way, I can find a safer spot for Yulia to attack one of his guarded units. So even though I came in with a Holy plus Holy Yulia, so I'm not scared of Freya's fixed damage, it would still be very difficult to kill Freya. Freya is probably the best magic tank in the game right now. I actually consider her better at it than Emilia is, which kind of sucks for Emilia since that was supposed to be her whole shtick. Although maybe if I had brought Holy Justice on Yulia, she would have an easier time killing Freya. I personally really like the extra healing from the Faith passive, however. So this is a pretty cool showcase of what Young Jessica can do. She can use her exclusive to Akagen and run further away, and then just bomb you from a pretty far distance away. Regardless, I have a pretty good chance of winning now, because Layden's mobility down aura does last 2 turns, so I just need to find an opportunity to run Layden next to his Freya, and that would probably allow me to kill another one of his units. Will recognizes this as well, so he ends the match. Still, I think it's a pretty good showcase of Freya. She buffs a lot of pretty good characters, and the majority of non-Wills are not going to have Hilda ready for Season 6 playoffs, so I think she's a pretty good option, especially if you want to run a 3 or 4 tank box.